Hello and welcome to Cooley Labs. My name is Ruben and today we will be discussing wallets, keys, and addresses as related to the BTC network. Now I do want you to know that yesterday we covered wallets, accounts, and addresses, and that was related to Solana and Algorand. I will try to go through the differences at the end of the video between the networks and the terminology used. So first let's cover BTC Wallets. They generate and store key pairs, not coins. So when you have a BTC wallet, there are actually no coins in it. All you have is a key store, which has key pairs. It can generate these key pairs from a master key, which you will know as your wallet seed phrase. So remember, whenever we're talking about keys in the context from here on out, we're probably referring to public and private key pairs. Addresses are generated from the public side of a public and private key pair. BTC is sent to an address from an address. So in general, every single BTC transaction, and you could say every single transaction on any blockchain, will have two public addresses tied to it. You will have the public address is the cryptocurrency was sent from, and the public address that is receiving the cryptocurrency. So down here I have a public address send 1 BTC to a receiving public address. Private keys are needed to unlock or authorize any movement of BTC from an address. This is called signing. So here you can see, got my signing down there. Here you can see I have a public address. It is sending 1 BTC to this public address over on the right. However, it is going to be stopped and it's going to be asked to sign here, please. If it does not have a valid signature, that this transaction will not go through. Okay, so let's go ahead and put our terminology into use and take a look at a transaction on the Bitcoin blockchain. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to just select the latest transaction. Actually, let's select the big one, $30,000. That looks nice. It's unconfirmed. Now remember, Bitcoin takes a while. It's not like Algorand and Solana where transactions are confirmed almost immediately. This is because Bitcoin uses something called proof of work, which is extremely processor intensive. So now we come down and we can see that I have some inputs and I have some outputs. Now, just real quick, I want you to know that inputs and outputs in this is the opposite of what we would think. The reason for this is that an input is seen as sending money to a transaction. So you can see over here, it says output. So just keep that in mind. So this public address here, this is what concerns us. This is a public address. This was derived from a public key, okay? This public address is sending Bitcoin, this value of Bitcoin, to this public address down here. Remember, one public address sends to another. However, before this transaction goes through, this signature down here by the witness must be confirmed. If this signature, for whatever reason, does not reflect the corresponding private key from that corresponds to the public key that this address is derived from, this transaction will not be validated. It will not be added to the block. If they do match up, if it can be confirmed, then it will say confirmed and this will get added into the next block. So actually, until this is confirmed, until this signature right here is confirmed, this transaction has not happened. Okay? And that is how it works. Now, I do want to tell you that in Bitcoin, you can have specialized wallets called hierarchical deterministic wallets. What these do is they will link one master private key to many public keys and thus public addresses. So you could have a wallet that has one private key master and from it, it's generating multiple public addresses. This allows people on Bitcoin to utilize many different addresses. Some people on Bitcoin say that you should use a different public address for every single transaction. With Algorand and Solana, you have this notion called accounts. Solana actually persists the state of these accounts on a validator. Algorand persists it into the blockchain. And with that, with the public address, they will have some additional details letting you know the balance and other metadata. This is different than Bitcoin. Bitcoin has no notion of an account. It's just Bitcoins in from Bitcoins into a public address and from a public address. So hopefully you can understand the differences there. Now, I do want to note that on Algorand and on Solana, you could mimic the Bitcoin model. They have the same basic cryptographic features where you can have a wallet, a master seed, and derive multiple private and public key pairs from that seed. In fact, when you use Solflare or you use Phantom Wallet, that is exactly what they're doing. But we have this notion of accounts that are built into these chains, and they're kind of account focused. If you wanted to use the Bitcoin model on there, you probably could. I don't think any wallets offer it yet though. If you liked and enjoyed today's video, please be sure to hit the like and subscribe button down below. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to address them to me. And as always, have a great day.